Good morning, children. Let us have a look on the chapter of Vista's book, that is, Should Wizard Hit Mommy? Written by John Updike. John Updike was an American novelist, short story writer, art critic, and the literary critic. Children, considering the title, first of all, let us understand what is wizard. Wizard is a person who does magic spells. Through this story, author wants to convey two things. First is whether the parents what they think about their children is always true or right, and the other is how do the bedtime stories often told by the parents or grandparents affect the mind of the children, and how do the morals and values of those stories impact the young children. The story revolves around the girl named Jo. She was often told bedtime stories by her father, and it was a tradition at their home. Now, Jo was growing up and was not easily satisfied by the stories told by her father. She now put many questions in between, and father was now quite disheartened about it. Pattern of bedtime stories was usually same. In his stories, the main character or animal used to be a Roger, and whenever Roger faced any problem, he went to a wise owl, and then wise owl used to send him to a wizard. And when Roger went to wizard with his problem, the wizard solved the problem. But the Roger had no money. Then wizard even used to tell him where would he find the money. Roger, after collecting money from the place directed by the wizard, would give that money as the fees of wizard. In this way, usually a story had a happy end. And again, like other days, Jack started telling a story to his child. And when father asked Joe about the character of the story, Joe asked him to tell her the story about a skunk. Recently Joe had studied about skunks in her school. A skunk is an animal with a very bad smell. So Jack started telling a new story and named him as Roger Skunk. He continued his story saying that once upon a time there was a Roger Skunk, and whenever he wanted to play with children, all children used to run away from him due to his bad smell. Here Jack compared his own childhood with Roger Skunk, as he too had faced insult in his childhood. He was also bullied by his classmates. When no one played with him, then Skunk, also like other characters, went to the Wise Owl. And Wise Owl again sent him to Wizard so that he could solve his problem. In between of the story, Jo asked her father a question. If magic spells were real, father gave no heed to Joe's question and continued his story. Skunk went to Wizard at the advice of Wise Owl at the end told about his problem to Wizard that all the animals run away from him. Then Wizard asked him about whom he wanted to smell. Then Skunk asked him to give him fragrance of roses. Wizard turned him around, and now he was giving no bad smell but fragrance of roses. And then, after paying to Wizard, Skunk went to his friends, and now everyone played with him happily, and no one ran away from him. But Joe was not satisfied and was quite disinterested. Then father, so as to satisfy her, brought a twist in the story. Jack continued his story, saying that now Skunk reached his home and mother noticed that he was not smelling like a skunk. Then Roger Skunk told the whole story to his mother, but mother didn't like it and became angry on him and asked him that as you are a skunk, you should smell like a skunk and should not smell like someone else. She decided to go to the wizard so that his son's smell could be changed back again like a skunk. But Joe was not happy with mother's decision, and Joe was a child. She could not understand the importance of individuality. Then the mother of the skunk went to the wizard and hit the umbrella on the head of the wizard and asked him to change his smell like a skunk. Wizard agreed and changed him back. Thus, the skunk family had dinner together, and at night, Roger Skunk's mother hugged him, telling him that his smell was now just like her own child. But Joe became angry and called the mother skunk stupid. Joe thought mother of the skunk to be villain of the story. Jack defended the mother skunk as if he was defending his own mother. Now, Joe asked her father that next day he would tell her the story with the ending in which Wizard would hit mother. But Jack denied to change the ending of the story. Jack as he wanted to go downstairs to help his wife. His wife was 6 months pregnant and she was painting the chair and half of the woodwork was done. Jack was too late as Joe disturbed him a lot in between of the story, as at many points he failed to satisfy her and she interrupted him a lot. He was quite tired and didn't want to talk or help his wife. As he stood there, Jack felt caught as if in a cage with his wife. So here ends the story open ended. So, children, this story raises a moral issue whether parents should decide what the children should do or let the children do what they like to do. It also deals with child innocence represented by Joe and the adult's perspective. Joe is like most of the children who dream and live in their own magical world. The story also deals with the theme that parents know what is best for their children, even though the children may not realize it. And the title is also justified as story revolves around the question of understanding. The author has deliberately left the title open ended so that the readers attempt an interrogation, analysis, and verdict. So, students, have you understood the chapter? Now, write all the value points of the story and update your work regularly and stay safe and healthy at your home. Thank you and have a nice day.